Good morning, everyone. We are Hanna, Maddy, Anna, Siri, and Namratha, and this is our final project video on the Food Gatherers Community Kitchen. To give you a little bit of an introduction, the Food Gatherers organization accumulates food through donations as well as unwanted food from local retailers, as well as growing some of the produce themselves. The organization delegates food to 150 nonprofit agencies, delivers food to some homes in need, as well as operates a community kitchen with these food that they receive. The Ann Arbor Community Kitchen serves hot meals 27 times a week and is a fully functioning kitchen run by managers and dedicated volunteers. Aims and goals of the project. We wanted to use the methods and concepts we learned in class to analyze volunteering at the community kitchen. We wanted to help them optimize the efficiency and safety of the volunteering process and also offer recommendations based on results to the community kitchen in order to improve the experience of their volunteers. We used a few methods that we gleaned from concepts learned in class. We created SketchUp models to improve large bin storage, performed a time study to minimize travel time to apron storage locations. We created MODAPS calculations to minimize fatigue and increase efficiency of loading dishes, and also went by our general observations to improve the overall experience of the volunteering system. What we did first was create a kitchen layout. Members of our team visited the community kitchen on multiple occasions to not only create an updated layout of the placement of each of these workstations, but also get width, length, and height measurements on each of these places. We also numbered each of these locations from 1 to 33 as to what each square represents. We then moved on to SketchUp. The purpose of creating a SketchUp model of the community kitchen was twofold: to create an up-to-date model of the existing layout of the kitchen, since the layouts that the coordinator currently had were out of date, and also to use SketchUp's features to reorganize the kitchen's layout for a more efficient flow and safer workplace. This is one of our screenshots of our overall SketchUp location, and this is more of a video that gives all the members a better viewing angle. As you can see, we've SketchUp modeled the entire kitchen, ranging from cooking tops, storage shelves, and even cutting stations, which include ice stations, salad machines, and everything you see here. So the SketchUp offered us a couple abilities. One, it gave us the observation that for the area that the coordinator most wanted us to focus on, which were the storage shelves for bins as well as the drying rack area, there just wasn't enough room. Some of our recommendations include adding more shelves to the drying rack and using that to store large bins until they are dry, as well as standardizing the drying methods. As you can see, the bins and even some of the other cutlery and potware is stored somewhat haphazardly, and standardizing a method for the storage as well as maybe creating sections on these racks would help volunteers see a specific place and a specific way on how to store these bins for drying. We then performed a time study, and the purpose of this was to determine how long it currently takes for volunteers to obtain aprons from the current storage location, which is underneath the working counter near the back exit. We wanted to determine if there was a decrease in travel time with changing the apron storage area closer to the front entrance. The time study results are as follows. Over a period of 5 trials, we saw that the current time it takes is 12.5 seconds on average. However, moving the apron to the proposed location, which is shown in figure 5, would decrease that to just a little bit under 4 seconds. The time study offers the following possible improvement. We would decrease the travel time by almost 9 seconds, and it would be moved closer to the front area where the volunteers have to go anyway to initially check in when they arrive at the kitchen. Our recommendation is to move the apron storage area in order to increase the efficiency of the process and decrease non-value added work overall. We also performed a MODAPS study. The purpose of the MODAPS analysis was to determine the amount of time it takes volunteers to wash dishes using the current methods. Based on the amount of time required, we want to determine possible modifications to the procedure to decrease this time. This is a video of one
I
of
don't
our
want to do
team
the water.
members washing the dishes. The methods she's using are pretty general and similar to what volunteers would use on a daily basis in the kitchen. They're rinsed first in the sink and then slid into the dishwasher you just saw. Here are the MODAP's results. We did MODAP's classifications for what kind of tasks each hand was doing, both left and right, calculated the number of mods, and then added up those mods to determine the total time required to wash one dish, and came up with 5.289 seconds. With these measurements, here are possible improvements. We observed that there seemed to be a lot of work and a lot of movement for one person. The dishes were piling up. It's pretty typical on any cleaning or cooking volunteering time at the community kitchen that there's only one person assigned to the dishwashing station. We recommend that to decrease the time of loading, we have the guest empty the contents of the garbage left on their plate and directly load the dish rack, and we also recommend to have 2 people at the station. Here are some of our general observations and recommendations. 1. Volunteers can do tasks, but the tasks could be done more efficiently. Therefore, we propose creating a volunteering training program. So rather than the current method where the volunteer arrives for their first shift and has the coordinator or the manager in charge give them a brief overview right before they start volunteering, we propose having weekly volunteering training sessions that each volunteer has to complete before they ever come in for their first shift. This also makes it easier to make sure that all new volunteers are given a thorough explanation of the tasks that they will be required to do, as well as how to do them safely and properly. We also observed that carts and trolleys are just placed haphazardly all over the workplace during each shift. These carts are used to transport hot dishes, the coffee bins, as well as other random objects that need transferring. We recommend that the carts are put away in a specific location for storage, preferably the back storage area where currently extra trays and trolleys are left. We also saw that there was possible unneeded waste. We recommend an analysis on recycling, compost, and the use of water. There are recycling and compost bins at the location. However, they are outside in the back of the parking lot and may not be readily accessible to volunteers. Our last observation was that in an attempt to use spray bottles for cleaning, people would end up running around the kitchen and disrupt other workers. Rather than leaving all spray bottles and cleaning equipment in one area, we recommend that spray bottles and cleaning equipment are left in convenient locations around the kitchen. Some other specific observations and recommendations, specifically with the drying area and the storage of bins, were that we saw that there wasn't enough room for large bins. We recommend that we increase the drying rack size and standardize drying methods, possibly by installing not only larger racks, but also racks that have divided spaces to specifically store certain sizes of bins so that any volunteer can tell where each bin goes. We also recommend that for the observation of time lost in getting aprons from the back area, we move the apron storage location to the front area. And lastly, dishes piling up when only one volunteer is loading dishes can be helped by having 2 volunteers at the dish station or have guests load their own dishes. We would like to conclude this presentation by taking any questions and yielding the rest of our time to the audience.